Hey there, folks. It's Zach Elliott at Feel Free to Argue. And, well, greetings from hell. Uh, I say that because with only having a torn muscle in my calf, I am now officially the most functional member of my whole family. Um, my daughter, last night, shortly after dinner, started throwing up. And she just kept on throwing up. Apparently she got what my wife had over the weekend. Except that hers was so bad she was actually throwing up blood and she had to go to the hospital. And of course, since the misery is never complete if only part of your children have a disease. Around 2:30 or 3 in the morning, my son also um, got this wonderful throwing up thing. So my wife got about 45 minutes of sleep last night. I got, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. And she's sleeping now. The kids are kind of going back and forth between sleeping and throwing up. And I'm just taking a break from, like, washing vomit-soaked things to talk to you a little bit about, I don't know, kind of the illness of the nation, and a nice kind of refreshing break for the more visceral illness that I've been dealing with. By the way, thanks to the people who sent me, wishes on my leg. It's improving, and even if it wasn't, I have Vicodin, so I wouldn't be able to tell. Wanted to talk a little bit about, the bailout and the future of the bailout, and just the kind of the general irresponsibility of these, fuckwits who are, asking for our money. And I liked, for example, what Senator Claire McCaskill of Missouri had to say about them. I think she was actually wonderfully honest in some statements that she made. I'll post a link to something that C-SPAN Junkie did on this, but let me just read a little bit of it. We have a bunch of idiots on Wall Street that are kicking sand in the face of the American taxpayer. These financial institutions on the brink of extinction come to the American taxpayer for hundreds and billions of dollars. At the very same time, they think they're going to buy a $50 million corporate jet. They're going to pay out $18 billion in bonuses. They paid an average of $2.6 million to every executive at the first 116 banks that got taxpayer money under TARP. It's the Troubled Assets Relief Program. Of course, the whole name of TARP is a huge misnomer because they initially said that they were going to buy troubled assets with this money, but they haven't done that. They kind of changed their minds midstream. And this is just kind of further evidence of how disastrously corrupt these people are. But I think one of the things that we make a mistake of thinking about is that there's nothing we can do, that money is all just gone. One of the other people that they had on Democracy Now! The same day was a guy called David K. Johnston. And he pointed out, at one point, we've done retroactive taxes before. He pointed out at one point we put out a tax basically on people who had saved money for college as opposed to, taking out loans for the whole amount, because we're trying to discourage people to save for things. We want them just to borrow to get them. That's the effect of the policy. So anyway, we have this example where we've kind of retroactively punished people for trying to save. So the important part of that was that it was a retroactive tax. And this guy points out, if we're really upset by these people stealing the money we gave them, that we could just make a retroactive tax that's specific to them. Well, we could do it if we weren't a bunch of spineless, pissants, who just gave Wall Street whatever it wanted. But, I'm just talking about like things that are technically possible. We don't have to put up with this, but we do. Um, and aside from that, I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to my friend MCon2112. He dropped by the House of Pain last night for dinner, and we spent a long time talking, including while my wife was at the hospital with my daughter. I just couldn't make it. My leg was actually much worse yesterday, and I was still going around on crutches. So as lousy as she was feeling, we just kind of said that the better option would be for her to take my daughter to the hospital. But me and Matt had a great time. When we weren't cleaning up vomit, and it's just been really great to see somebody, one of my better friends from YouTube. And you never know until you actually meet somebody, whether you when you show up in person, whether you're going to have any kind of connection. But we just fell right into things, and we had a great time. We had a few beers, and sorry I didn't videotape any of it. I got no video record of the situation. But suffice it to say that we had a good time. You'll just have to take my word for it. And I think maybe he'll be coming over again this evening, and maybe we'll get a chance to record something for posterity at that point. But anyway, I think that's all for me for right now. I just wanted to talk a little bit about our endless stupidity and my ceaseless misery. Pity me. Anyway, this is Zach, and you can feel free to argue.